Well, hello, folks. It's me, Custard Prophet. I'm somewhere you might not expect. I'm in the Ivory Coast. It's a little bit warm, I've got to say. Had an unexpected phone call a little while ago from the head of the Ivory Coast FA. They said they wanted someone to take over their national team. I said, I've never done international management before. I'm a bit of a novice with that. And they said they don't care. They've seen what I've been up to. They've seen how I took Gotner from the lower reaches of Swedish football all the way to the top. We've shown how we've improved the fortunes of many football clubs, and they were happy with that. I didn't even have to do an interview. They just took me on. I said, well, all right, I'll be really good, and they thought that was a great answer. So. I packed my bags and I came over here. It's really exciting. So, I've been working here for a year, to be honest. You think I'd have got used to the temperature. I mean, I've put a shirt on and stuff, but, it doesn't seem to work. I seem to be just hot all the time. So the national team play in the town of Abidjan, which is the commercial capital of the Ivory Coast. And, I've been working away for a couple of, for a year, as I said. And they said, well, why don't you go out and check out the local wildlife? And so I thought, that's very nice of them. They paid me to come out here, which is lovely. But it beats being on Torquay seafront fighting off seagulls, definitely. But it's really cool. So the Ivory Coast FA said basically the whole point of this, the whole point of getting me in is nothing to do with winning the World Cup. Of course, it's nothing to do with qualifying for the World Cup. It's nothing to do with qualifying and winning the African Cup of Nations. No. Nay, it is all about winning the WAFU Cup. And I said, what? The WAFU Cup? I've not heard of that one. And I said, yeah, it's the West African Football Union Cup. And it's with all the best teams in West Africa playing. So, teams like Ghana, like the Ivory Coast, and then many smaller nations as well. But that's what it's all coming down to. That's what the training's been about. And we have trained hard, my friends. We have been training like Trojans. The boys are ready. They're going out very shortly to start in the last 16 in this knockout tournament. So I think it's time we head back into Abidjan and we have a look at what we're working with and how we've done to get up to here. All right, come on. Hop in the Jeep. We'll get back. See you in a second. Well, hello. We're back in the stadium now for a fairly eventless journey back. Lovely scenery. They've been working me hard, so I've not actually been out there before. It's lovely out there. I was wondering why they were called Les Elephants, and now I know, because they have elephants nearby. I just thought it was them being rude, but no, there are elephants nearby. So what we're going to do in today's episode is we are going to be focusing on the team. We're going to be learning a little bit about the team and how we've done over the last year since we've arrived, what formation we've put into play, and what we are going to be up against, and also something slightly scary that has happened in terms of the scheduling. So I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second here. So the WAFU Cup of Nations is not in the base game. No, you won't find it there. If you are interested in playing this particular tournament, which is a fun little tournament, you want to head over to the Steam workshop and find Dodgy Gamer's stuff on there, because he has uploaded 23 or 24 international competitions, both full team and youth competitions that from all the way around the world. Some really interesting ones, particularly some around Africa, because what we all know about this game is that the African continent is not very well represented. We have South Africa in the game, and that is it. So what I have also done, I have downloaded Timo's database for the Ivory Coast, and I've plugged that in as well. So hopefully we should get one or two players, which I think we did do. But actually the Ivory Coast is a particularly strong side. And what I didn't realise, and I don't know whether this is true, they are hosting the WAFU Cup of Nations. So it gives us an extra little bit of a chance. Right, now let's get into this and let's see what we've got to work with and how we've done. Let's have a look at the squad first of all. So this is the squad that we have already picked for the Cup of Nations, and one thing which will be immediately obvious to you if we just whack it on reports is the standard of our goalkeepers. So we do have another goalkeeper who is out injured, whose name is Gabuhu, who I signed I think for Everton in FM20. He's quite old and he's injured currently. He's only pretty much a 2.5-star goalkeeper, but this is all we have. This is the nation's goalkeepers at our disposal. It's a bit of a problem because actually in other parts of the team we are chock-a-block with talent, but in goal, nah, it's not happening. So this is a bit of a problem. The best we have, as far as I can find, and I am sort of scouting the goalkeepers in the Ivory Coast League, and we've even got a young 18-year-old in the hope to try and sort of push him forward a little bit, an assertive 18-year-old, which I think for a goalkeeper is not bad style to have, is Mande, who will be our goalkeeper, and we are going to fingers crossed that we don't have an injury, because if it goes past him and we have to play somebody else, we are going to be in deep trouble. But the team itself looks very, very strong. You look at the back, we've got Eric Bailly of Manchester United fame. Very, very strong still. He's not as tall as you'd like, but my God, is this guy got some strength, power, acceleration. This is what you want at the back. This is, if you haven't got the height, my God, you've got that. And then alongside him, Willy Bolly, the lad from Wolves, who is very tall. So it's a nice combination, those two. They work well. Two very, very good centre-backs. I cannot complain about that. I can't remember a side where I've had two such good centre-backs. Not only that, on the right side we have Serge Aurier from Tottenham, who is a very good right-sided defender. I am not complaining here. He has been an absolute superstar. I mean, he's actually left Tottenham and he's gone to, what's that, Lille, I think, by the look of that. So he has moved on, wasn't getting a look in at Tottenham, but a very, very good right side. So we've got three really good players at the back. Looking at the other side, we've got Conan the Barbarian, which, barbarian by name, barbarian by nature. Look at the pace this guy has. Look at that pace. For a wing back, that just looks immense. I mean, for a back four, you wouldn't, you know, you couldn't pick too much of a better back four. Behind that, you know, we're not so good. You look at what we do have on the right side. We've got so we've actually got quite a few defenders. Simon Dele is a reasonable defender. He's certainly not terrible. He's got a good pass on him, so we could potentially use him as a ball playing defender. In addition to that, we have on the right side Odilon Kosunu, who is primarily a right-sided fullback, but he can also play at centre-back. Got him because, you know, gives us a few more options. I mean, he's got quite some jumping reach, but he doesn't make up for it with a heading, so that's pretty good. And another right-sided player, Bamba, who is on the right side, he's probably not quite as good, but reasonably fast and pretty good. On the left side, we've actually got Maxwell Cornet, who can play in defence. He can play anywhere. He's just a good player to have. So he's basically bench fodder extraordinaire. He's just going to kind of, wherever we have an injury, on comes Maxwell, and we are happy. But then you look further up in the team, and let's look at the attacking midfielders. Look at what we've got here. Wilfried Zaha, second time I've had him, and I sold him last time. A beast, an absolute beast. Dribbling, acceleration, pace. He's hopefully going to do a lot more than he did when we were at Palace together, but that is an excitement right there. Alongside him, we've got Jeremy Bogger, or Bogger, I'm not quite sure in the pronunciation. Same sort of player, fast, pacey, full of flair. They are so dynamic and so intelligent with the ball. It's a joy to watch these front players. And then on the other side, we've got Pepe from Arsenal. Same player. He's just three of the same players, just brilliantly good attacking players. Obviously, that's a problem defensively, But then you look just behind that, we've got the likes of Gervinho. Yes, it's that Gervinho, who is 34 years old now, natural fitness of 20, so he's still got it. Still really, really fast. 15 at 34. I mean, what's going on there? Great determination, great flair. What a backup that is. There is even, there are players, further back than this, which is excellent. And Hamed Junior Traore, who's a youngster that we brought in, he's got a lot to learn, but he's done all right to start with. Again, very agile, not as fast as some of the other ones, but he's getting better all the time. So I'm really happy with that midfield. The real star in the team, though, is none of those, really. It's this man, Frank Kessie, who, look at this. Look at this guy. He has been an absolute brilliant player for us, scoring goals from distance. He's only got long shots of 12, but my God, does he play well. Physical and mental attributes to absolutely die for, although he's not a leader, which is disappointing. But the rest of him, my God, you'd be happy with that. And we're playing him alongside Mate most of the time, who is a player who was French, who I've converted to a Ivorian nationality. I've had the scouts looking for second nationality players after watching Dodgy Games video, and that's what we've got. So he plays well. He's strong and he's decent on the ball. And then we've got the likes of Fofana, who certainly is a very, very able box to box midfielder backup. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that as well. Up top, it could be a bit better. Christian Casamay is a very, very good player, and so he's been up front and scoring goals, and again very fast, pretty powerful, but he's not quite to the same level as the three that are behind him, but he scores goals, and that speed definitely helps him, and he's ably assisted by Roger Asselet. You got to be careful with that name, who can play on the left side, he can play up top. Again, a really, really fast player. So you can probably tell this team is completely pace-based. So what we have to make sure is we get the ball and we let them run. We let them off the leash. And so we're basically doing a gegenpress and then just getting the ball to the strikers. But they are playing the ball really well between them. There's so much flair and creativity amongst them that we are just scoring goals from everywhere. It's a joy, an absolute joy. So we haven't been through everyone, but that is essentially the team. Let me know in the comments what you think of this team, because it is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought Ivory Coast will go there, because they used to have a lot of good players, but maybe not so much anymore. I was a bit wrong about that. So they've got a really good team. We've got a good team, I should say. So that's very exciting. And what's also very exciting is how we've got on up to now. Look at this. So we started out life against the Cape Verde Islands, away from home, and it was a challenge. They are not a bad side. We hadn't quite got our tactic to the place it is now, but we look pretty good. A 4-3 victory away against a decent side. First game with the new manager, it's a win. Kiyame, the striker, a couple of goals. Bali with a goal, and Bogger. So Bailey, or Bai is what he is, isn't he? We're getting goals from corners. I have done stuff with corners, which is exciting. So a 3-4 win. I would have liked a little bit more of a comfortable victory, but this was very good still. Then we just played Q8. We got a lot of goals. I'm not even going to read through them. A lot of goals, 13-0. These were our friendlies. Then Togo, not so good. Traore, a goal, and he was a centre-back we brought in. He was sort of an older centre-back. I was just sort of looking at him as a possibility. He did well, but we've got better options now. A few young players have really sort of improved things. Then we played against Nigeria. This was our first African Cup of Nations qualifier. Hardest we were going to have. We were 2-0 up, and they scored late on. Kessie and Zaha with the goals, and they scored late on. But that was the important one to get a win. Then we beat Swaziland 7-0. Pepe Bahi, Kavami with a hat-trick. Or Kiyame, sorry, with a hat-trick. Zaha and Fofana with the goals. Very, very nice. African Cup of Nations again, beat Libya 5-0. and that was an easy one again. Another away match, Conan the Barbarian, Casamay with a couple, Zahar and Casamay with another one. And then the home game against Nigeria, comfortable victory. Zahar, Casamay with the goals. They did score late on and had a player sent off, but we were comfortable in both of those games. We qualified from that group. Now, strangely, the groups seem to have disappeared. I don't know where they've gone. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We won. We were top of that group, and for good reason. So we then turned our attention to the World Cup. Group we had for the World Cup was not an easy one, I felt. We played Cameroon, who are an equally good side to us, and we also then have to play Mozambique and Malawi, who we should be beating. So as you can see, we started off with a home game against Malawi, very comfortable victory. Bolly, Bogger, Casamay with, was that 5 goals, 4 penalties in the same game. Not had that before, but they were all for us. They got an own goal, which is a little disappointing. Then we went away to Cameroon and won 2-0. This was a great result. Zahar, Casamay. And then we had a bit of a break over the summer and then came back to play Mozambique, beat them 3-0. Pepe with a couple and Casamay. And Malawi, a 6-0 victory away from home. Zahar, Casamay, Bolly with a couple from centre-back and Casamay with a couple. We've just played a friendly, and this was a bit of a funny one. We did rotate an awful lot, trying to give some of the other squad players some games. We weren't that good, actually, today. They didn't have that many shots, but we gave them goals, which was disappointing. So that wasn't great. And I don't know whether it's the goalkeeper we had in because it was an 18-year-old goalkeeper or what, but we still got 6 goals and we won that. So we have Liberia to play in the WAFU first round. Let's have a look at how that's lining up. Now, Liberia are not much of a side there. 161st in the world, and their best player is a player at Burton. I can't see how good he is, but he doesn't look that good. I mean, if he's at Burton, he's probably not that good. He was at Accrington Stanley before, so we should make light work of that, and we'll be doing that in the next episode. But then the potential teams that we could face who aren't that easy, we've got the likes of Senegal, who are the best team in this competition, Ghana, Nigeria, who certainly are at a similar level to what we are, and also the likes of the Cape Verde Islands, who are definitely prove they are a decent side. There's also some very weak sides in here, with Liberia being one of those. So hopefully we can get through the first round easily, and then we'll see what happens in the next round. Of course, we are hosting the tournament, so it's going to make it a bit easier. So let's have a look at the tactic that we're playing with. As you would imagine, with these 3 super attacking midfielders, I'd put 400 super attacking midfielders in there if I could, but I think it's nice to have a really fast forward up top. That really works nicely. And then all these young, fast players just behind him, just there to, if in case things go wrong. A decent sort of central midfield, very, very good pair of players there. And then we've got Conan, Boy and Uria as our back line with Mandy in goal. This is what we're going with as our first lineup. But we might play around with it a little bit. I might expect to win that first one, so maybe we just kind of rotate a little bit for the first game. I'm not sure yet. I'm not played it, obviously, because you've seen. So now on to the bit we're a little bit worried about. So if we look at this tournament and look at the schedule, the WAFU Cup of Nations final is going to be on the 9th, October the 9th. Right, remember that. The problem we have is that our match in the World Cup qualifying match against Cameroon is on October the 8th, and then we are playing Mozambique a couple of days later. So I don't know what's going to happen there if we get all the way through. I don't think that's a very hard game. We could, if we lost that against Cameroon, that would be terrible. It really would, and we could conceivably not qualify for the World Cup. So don't know what to do there. Don't know what to do. Let me know in the comments. How would you address that? I mean, potentially it could be moved, but in an international match, are they going to move a final? Are they going to move a qualifier? I don't think they would. It seems odd that they would. So I think maybe that just hasn't quite worked out with the scheduling, but we will do our best. But what I have found, which is surprising maybe, is that I've absolutely loved doing this. It's been so much fun, this save. Obviously, because I've won every game about 5-0, it helps, but it's something so completely different to what I'm used to. So I'm super excited about getting started with this save and just seeing what you guys think of it. So that'll do for me. If you are looking forward to our first game against Liberia, let me know what you reckon the score is going to be, given some of the other scores we've had, in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the squad. I think it's pretty good, isn't it? And let me know where you think we're going to finish in the WAFU tournament and what you would do about this conundrum with Cameroon. Because, to be perfectly honest, I'm probably going to want to play on and see if I can qualify for the World Cup and potentially play at the World Cup if I do, to be perfectly honest. And if you want, I can take you on that journey. You don't have to come. Okay, that'll do it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit that like button on this first episode for this new series. Always helps. I would be beholden to you if you would do that. And if you have enjoyed that and you are new to the channel, well, why not hit that subscribe, and you won't miss a single episode. And we will be playing this week. This is going to be, obviously this is on Monday, which is a bit of a surprise, so it's not normally on Monday. It'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is when we're going to be doing it for this week, and then we'll go back to the normal schedule, which will be Tuesday, Thursday, the week after, if we get that far. Okay guys, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.